Anyways, give me well. Let's do this quickly here, and then we'll just jump in and start chatting here. We All right, brother. We are back. Welcome to episode number 342. I'm here with Anndy Lian, the Bitcoin OG. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, bro. Always good, man.
I know you just released your book. Everything is good. Life is good. Busy man. Yeah.
Yeah, life is good, man. And I was telling you, I hope to see you soon, bro.
I hope so too, man. It was always awesome to hang out with you. I haven't done many crypto trips lately. Haven't been doing that. I've been really busy with the restaurant and stuff. But tell me about you, man. What's new with you?
To be honest, nothing much. Just a new book,
Yeah,
So
yeah, of
I launched
course.
a new book titled Web4, The Age of Autonomous Intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
The highest it was ranked was top 10. I managed to capture
Beautiful.
it captured some audiences in this
Mm-hmm.
Amazon.
Yep.
But like I always tell everybody, I'm not here for the money.
Yep.
I just want more people to read it. Get it at $1.99,
Yeah.
and then spread the concept, right?
Yeah.
So far the concept has been doing well.
Okay.
People are understanding what's happening, and
Yes.
I just want to amplify it more. From the community level, right?
I feel like right now with AI, it's a good time to launch this kind of a book, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I have been writing the book for a long time.
Okay.
You know that, right?
Yeah.
When we met, in Hong Kong and so forth. Um, it's not an easy book to write. I started off writing the book
Mm-hmm.
as a maybe like a gossip piece. You know, like a gossip piece where I talk about possible projects that are pretending to be decentralized,
Yeah.
right? I mean, there are so many of them, right?
So
Because
many.
when I invest right in the very beginning, starting from 2017, I realized that there are so many fake projects. Of course, there's a conflict of interest, right? I invest, of course, I want to get the best outcome.
Everybody. Yeah. Of course. Of
Of
course.
course,
Yeah.
of course.
Nobody wants to burn their money, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So, but the thing is, as time progresses, the same trick is being used over and over again, right? And I think it's being ridiculous, right? Because the more you use that kind of fixed scheme, the worse the industry has become. And
Sure.
and
Agree.
I talk to many big boys, right? And most of them say that this is part and parcel of a capital driven new tech industry. I I would disagree, right? I tell them
Okay.
that should not be the case, right? If the human being wants to extract, okay, extract how much? 30%, 10%, 5%? Or are we talking about extracting 90%? Right? So there's a
Yeah.
big difference in that number, right? So
Yes.
I, I would I would then challenge them and ask them, what is the main purpose of launching the coin or launching the platform
Yeah.
or launching the DEX? They say it's for the community, right? But if it's for the community, why are you extracting? They say, oh, I need to extract because I need money for marketing. Oh, okay. Then the question comes back again, right? Is it extracting 90% or extracting 10% or 2%, right?
That's a big difference. Yeah.
Big, that's a
Yeah.
huge
Huge.
difference. Huge
Huge.
difference.
Yeah.
But at the end, most of them, without giving me that straight up 100% confirmation from their eyes,
Yeah.
is telling me, Andy, as much as possible. What the fuck, man, bro? This is not going to work, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why you see the extraction, right? That's why you see the pump fund, the launch pads, the alphas, the beta, and all those things extract, right?
Yeah.
So it goes back. If the human being are not able to help the industry, then shouldn't the consensus mechanism, which I think right now is very much corrupted, go
Yeah.
back to the AI, and AI will do the job, and AI will come out with the consensus mechanism, and AI run the chain, right? The human will still extract. I mean, that's a fact, right? Because they come up with the money and so forth.
Sure.
But at least the consensus mechanism is clean, and it's all being run by AI. We come up with the concept, they run it autonomously, right? And then that's it, right? Then it will be sustaining. If not, if not, the whole industry or most of the projects are here just to extract. It defeats the purpose, of being around.
I agree, man. And just before we go like super, super deep, we're talking about Web4, right? You were talking about Web3 failing, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that a lot of the viewers that are like maybe not like super crypto bros or whatever, right? They won't even know what like Web1, Web2, Web3, Web4 is. Can you maybe do a little explanation about Web3, Web4, all that stuff, and then we'll like dive really deep.
Okay. I think I also do not want to really bore everybody, right?
Sure, I understand.
If you look at Web 1 and Web 2, the transition from simple web to a place like a Facebook, where Facebook is providing that web environment for you to interact and so forth. Then if you go to a Web3 environment, it become more like I want to own my own data right now, right? No longer like Web2 where Facebook owns everything and then you're just there to operate, right? So Web3, supposedly the ownership of the data and how this is being managed in a very simple manner, it goes back to the people, right? People first. But in my humble opinion, it didn't happen.
Sounds good. It sounds good.
Oh, sounds good.
Sounds great. Yeah.
Sounds like a good marketing message.
Yes.
It didn't happen that way, right?
Okay.
Many of these things are all pure insider trades. Many of these projects are just pure extraction, and I really hate it, right?
Okay.
So when I talk about Web4, it will be fully for the people, by the people, and the community can own that, right? Because right now, in order for the consensus, because there's many different kind of consensus mechanisms, right?
Yeah.
Some of which are just purely governed by one or two people, right? Let's not talk about whatever chain. Some are just governed by 5 or 6 people.
Yeah.
Many of these cases. But my situation with Web4 is that perhaps more of AI involvement, less of humans involvement, right? More of human community involvement, where you do the real consensus voting, and less of cabals or less of like a group play, right?
Okay.
So that is how I look at Web4, because I want to say this again. If human being is not able to make it fair, then we should empower AI to make it more fair, so that Web4 can happen, so that AI era can turn the whole crypto industry around. Because again, you look at the industry right now, whenever they talk about AI, in my humble opinion, they try to link it back to payments. They try to link it back to 402, for example. But that is just one part of AI, right? And then when you talk to the exchanges, they say that, now I have an AI bot, or I have an AI agent that is going to do this for you, and so that you can make money. But
in your sleep.
I think again it's a nice messaging, right?
Sure.
But is nowhere near the true meaning behind Web3, right?
Yeah.
So if this can't be done, let's move on and talk about Web4. Anyway, AI is the one of the main talking point, one of the main value creator right now. We should just let it happen,
I agree, and I think, like, how do you feel that, like, with Web4 AI, bringing AI in can kind of prevent, the corruption? Let's say, maybe that's not the right word, corruption, but you were talking about extracting, right? Like, for example, I have a restaurant. If I extract 90% of the cash flow, the restaurant's dead. Honestly, not 90% of it has to sit in the restaurant. You have a good month, that's fantastic, but 90% of it has to sit there, or else, so that's like any business, right? Like even crypto, right? So if someone's extracting 90%, of course it's going to die. So how do you feel that AI can kind of be implemented to prevent kind of this situation?
AI is not like a god, right? AI is just a a more intelligent being that is, I hope it can be a standalone, right?
Yeah.
So how AI is going to help? I think it comes in many different ways, right? Right now, if you go through a simple process when you do your votes and
Yeah.
so forth, right? If you're in a DAO, you want to cast your votes, you want to talk about governance and so forth. AI can already kick in, right? AI can kick in to scan through the wallets, to make sure that they are all independent, right?
Yeah.
And then you cast the vote. Right now, that is some of the DAOs. That's what they are doing. But I
Okay.
felt that is not good enough, right? Because multiple person can have multiple wallets, right? Same person can have like so many wallets. It
Yeah.
can be Eddy 1, Eddy 2, Eddy 20, right?
Yeah.
So what I would suggest is, let's say if you're running a blockchain,
Hmm.
right? Instead of you holding all these tokens in your treasury, and instead of the CEO or the CFO holding a lot of tokens, right? That power should be dedicated to the AI, right?
Okay.
So you train the AI, you make sure that they are impartial, they are fair, get them to run the blockchain, right?
Okay.
Not the human being running the blockchain. The human being will be at conferences pushing the blockchain, but
Okay.
the majority of the power or the governance should be given to the AI. And AI will just sit down, with everybody, come up with proper proposal, right, to get everybody to vote and get everybody to participate. Then you create a trust layer within the Web4 architecture, where people can start to talk to the AI and make them understand, what are the problems and what they can help, right? And
Okay.
again, it will not be a case where, I'm only going to feed my friends with the money,
Yeah.
and not feed the money to the community who are doing the real work, right? So if that small part of the consensus mechanism can be changed, everything in the crypto industry will change.
Okay.
That is my belief. Of course, within the book itself, I talk about like a cognitive layer where AI can think. I talk
Okay.
about the trust layer where trust is built on top of the protocol, to make sure that people understand, what exactly the whole chain is trying to do. So there's a lot of different things that will come together.
Okay.
But ultimately, I hope that AI can take a bigger share and participate harder than what we see right now, and
Okay.
that will change things.
Yeah. What do you think is like preventing that right now? Do you think it's just like greed, or people just don't know how to set that up, or what do you think is preventing? Because I mean, for example, again, I have my business. I'm actually implementing AI in, kind of making it more of like a paperless system where, it can do things that are like, people say, oh, AI is going to replace jobs. But for example, when it's payroll time, my wife sits there and she's, calculating hours and, she's doing all this work. That's work nobody wants, right? So
True.
I'm building something that where AI can kind of help to do that. So in the industry, the crypto industry, what's kind of preventing that? Because I feel like obviously the restaurant, it's going to be hard for AI to make a taco, right?
Of course.
But I mean, for AI to do, to be implemented in crypto, from the outside looking, it seems like should be easy to implement, right? So
Yeah.
what do you think is preventing kind of this implementation?
You see, when you are talking about,
Yeah.
if you are talking about your tacos, right?
Yeah.
You can't manually do it. We
Mhm.
all understand, right?
Yeah.
Maybe when the robotics comes in,
Maybe
that
eventually.
that could take over that role.
Yeah.
But think about it this way, in crypto,
Yeah.
it's not about cannot do it,
Yeah.
right? It's not like, oh yeah, the now tacos is hard for the AI to do it. You can't do it, right?
Yeah.
Because it's not a physical thing.
Yeah.
It's in crypto. It's a different theory. Is they can do it, but they don't want to do it because there's a conflict of interest because
Okay.
of money, right? If you can keep 90% of your of the whole company's wealth, why do you want to just keep 20%, right? If you have hair, you will never go bald, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but that is the theory, right? People
Okay.
just want the best, and they just don't want to give that power up, right? If you give
Okay.
that power up, you're giving up the whole power to the community, and that's not what they want, right?
Okay.
Let's step another few steps back.
Please
You
do.
know, you just ask yourself, are we really decentralized?
Yeah. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think so. Yeah. Yeah.
So if we are not decentralized and we are selling to everybody that decentralization is actually the selling point,
Yeah.
what would be the outcome? You just tell everybody, say your taco is fresh, but end
Yeah.
up it's not fresh, right?
Yeah.
What's going to happen, right? So that is the same problem that we are facing right now. What we really want is to tell people that our tacos is freshly made, right, and it's authentic,
Yeah.
right, and that should be the selling point for all the cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
And again and again, if this is not even fulfilled, we are not decentralized, then why are we here? What are we fighting for, man? You mean, are we
Yeah.
fighting for stablecoin wrapped with US dollar? And then we are very proud of it and say, oh yeah, man, we hate the US dollar, bro, you know, but I think the stablecoins are good. I was like, what do you even mean? You know? So
Yeah.
everything is counterproductive, you know, and that is also one reason why I try not to interact with the who's in the industry. Right?
Okay.
It's not that I can't reach them, or it's not that I don't like them, but the fact that if we talk about this topic, all of them cannot look at me in the straight eye to say that,
Yeah.
hey, you know, this is, you know, it's okay to be not decentralized. You get what I mean? They say, oh, decentralization is another meaning.
Yeah.
So you tell me, what is the meaning, right? Is it code decentralization, or are we talking about team decentralized, or what are we talking about, right? To
Yeah.
me, when we talk about decentralization, it's about the power, right? It's not whether Vitalik say something,
Yeah.
you know, and then the market is going to drop. This does not mean that, you know, Ethereum is not decentralized, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot of these things is about power dedication, you know, and it's about how the whole company is being formed, right? So sometimes I just don't understand, you know, bro.
I know. I get it. I get that too. You're talking about the tacos. Yeah, there are. You know, we've been doing the tacos for, you know, the restaurant for almost 20 years, but there are other places that, you know, they pop up and they do. It's a similar thing. They come in. They go, hey, you know, we're authentic. We're good. We're fresh. But, you know, I would go to try. Like I'd be similar to you. Like I know what's going on. I'll go check it out. I can taste this is a Costco tortilla. I can taste this. I can taste, of course. I can see it when someone makes a video. I can see that machine tortilla, that's not homemade. I can see it. But I think 95% of the people that go there, they're like, oh yeah, they make their own tortillas. And I look at it, I go, no, they don't. And they're like, oh, but they said they do.
But bro,
95% they don't even know. That's the thing, right? They can't even tell. Yeah. Is it similar? Yeah.
It's very similar, but
yeah.
But the core thing about this is, you just imagine, you know, if those not fresh ones can sell, because they probably have done better marketing, and maybe the boss is prettier than you. Maybe, I'm not sure.
Well, yeah, yeah, for sure.
For
sure.
Right?
I know for sure. Or
so,
somebody's got a huge marketing budget, right? Or they invited like Mr. Beast or something, right? Who knows?
maybe,
yeah, I don't know.
So
yeah.
so that is more marketing, right? So you just imagine if they are marketing it, but it's fake marketing. That is what you see in Web3 right now. What I want to see right now is, in the context of taco, real homemade, real authentic, and with good marketing. Then your shop will be one of the best, right? Because you have both, right?
Yeah.
So the selling point got to be very obvious, right?
Yeah.
What is the cryptocurrency selling point right now?
Yeah.
You know, are we now trying to tell people that cryptocurrency right now is all about RWA? No way, bro. You know?
Yeah.
So if we have missed out that, if we are delusional and agree that RWA is the best, then we are always being carried from narrative to narrative, right? We should solve the biggest problem, is why is cryptocurrency not decentralized? What is the
Okay.
main selling point of decentralization, right? What is the main selling point of crypto, right? And
Yeah.
then from there, you could just pivot from there, right? If your
Yeah.
roots are not grounded properly, everything that you come out in today's context
Yeah.
are just pure extraction again, right? All the chains right now, let's put it this way, all the chains right now, they are talking about, or maybe all the businesses right now, they're all talking about Robinhood, right?
Okay.
Why?
Yeah.
It's because Robinhood right now has the liquidity, right? Before Robinhood, right, we are talking about all the stock, right? All the stock,
Yeah.
RWA stock, and so forth. We are just chasing money, So
Yeah.
if you are the big brother of the industry, and if you have the passion for the industry, shouldn't you sort out why and what happened to our selling point? Where is the selling point right now?
Yeah.
I don't
I
know.
agree. I agree. I think that people, I guess the answer is probably, greed again, right? They just want to keep the money, right? Because I feel like when people are making money, of course they're going to want the brand or their chain or whatever to grow, right? But I mean, it feels like people are just, they hoard. They seem to be hoarding their coin, and then as soon as it goes up a little bit, I mean, this is from me looking outside in. As soon as it goes up a little bit, the whales, they start dumping, and then they're like, it doesn't matter because they have so much. But then the people that believe it, they're like, this is great. They don't have maybe anywhere near as much as the whale. So then, boom, the whale dumps, and then bam, everything goes down. And then, the wife starts yelling, hey, man, you said you're going to make money with crypto. And then it's like, oh, and then your customers come in and, hey, I heard your crypto. What about your Bitcoin, man? What happened to your Bitcoin? And it's like, oh, my gosh, it's crazy, man.
It is, man. It's
Yeah,
not,
yeah,
and it's not going to stop, right?
yeah,
I mean, my own, in my own humble capacity,
yeah,
I can't change everything,
sure,
right? But it will not stop me from sharing the truth,
sure.
right? Instead
Okay.
of going on a podcast, or going on like a Twitter Spaces, to talk about all kinds of bullshit. Let's talk something real, right? So Web4 is very real.
Bitcoin to 1 million next year. Like, wow, come on, man. That's crazy when I see that. Yeah, yeah.
150, when Bitcoin is in that price, the biggest other problem is inflation, right?
Okay,
So
sure.
you,
Yeah.
if so I don't think that is even possible in the current context,
Okay.
right? It's just like some of my other friends will say that, oh, XRP to $100,
Yeah.
but they are just saying this as a slogan, right? But have
Okay.
they actually done the math for that? I'm not sure, man.
Probably not.
Nah, they have not, man. It's just crazy how people are just talking things from their ass,
Yeah.
and not putting real facts to back
Yeah.
things up. That's a big problem.
And I feel like now you're kind of opening the book. You made, you created, you released your book, right?
Yeah.
First of all, where can people get the book? Right. So how can people get the book? You give me a link later. I'll put it in the description. How can they get it? And what will they accomplish by kind of learning from your book? What will they get from the book?
I think right now, anyway, this is the book I
Yeah.
I got one.
Web4.
The book can be, I mean, you can buy it from Amazon, right? So
Okay.
it's a very convenient thing. You can just get an
Nice.
e-copy, right? It's just like I said right in the
Perfect.
beginning. It's just $1.99.
Got
Don't
it.
get a hard copy.
Okay. Okay.
There's a
That's a big
hard
book.
copy as well.
Yeah.
So you can get all of that there, right?
Okay.
The best takeaway from the book is to tell people to really look at AI in a different manner,
Okay.
right? AI in cryptocurrency is not just used as a trading tool, right? Don't be fooled, right? It's not just a trading tool, right? AI can actually help out with many different things, from your tokenomics all the way to the consensus mechanism, So think about it in that way, and also look at decentralization in a more serious manner, right? If
Okay.
you are going to be in this industry, right, instead of thinking how much of the token supply you want to hold, right, think about what is the selling point, how AI can evolve into blockchain and how blockchain can work with AI. And this is the main thing about the book, right? Wherefore, we want to see this as a new era, where autonomous intelligence is going to take over some of the tasks that we are trying to do, and
Yeah.
also take over, some of these bad practices that we often see in this industry, right? So
Yeah.
it's about AI and it's about blockchain, right? And
Okay.
it's going to be the new era that we are seeing right now. Wherefore,
I love it. Yeah, that's great.
yeah,
The ebook is always convenient because
yeah,
for me, living in Taiwan, if I try to order a physical book, by the time it arrives to me, I already forgot I ordered it. You know what I mean? But for I get the ebook, I get it. I'll read it that first couple of days. I finish the book. I love it. So I love the ebook version. The ebook
yeah. Ebook
options
is the
always
best,
good.
man.
It's for me is the best. I got my Kindle and I just I blast through the book before the physical book would even arrive. I'm reading I'm finished reading the ebook. Yeah. So
Yeah.
how do you think that it feel like people can, like, what do you think is holding it back? I know aside from, people hoarding, their tokens, what do you think is holding it back from people releasing it to AI to kind of take it to the next level? What do you think is holding things back?
I think let's again, I don't think people are not trying to integrate with AI, right? If you look at the projects right now, many projects
Yeah.
are kind of marrying AI, into their equation. Not just not yeah. They marry the AI in, make sure that it's integrated there.
Yeah.
I think that is ongoing, right? But the main ethos for Web4 is that it has to be more decentralized and it will be led by AI, right? If you introduce AI to Web3 right now, it's just AI plus Web3. That's it,
Okay.
right? But what I really want to see is a completely new era where Web4 with the AI, with the new architecture, is going to
Yeah.
change how things are going to be like, right?
Okay.
So it's a very different thing. So whenever people tell me, it's Web3 plus AI, of course I would agree to a certain extent. But if you look deeper into the book, you know, is a journey to find decentralization back, right? If
Okay.
you go back to the Web3 era and operate in that Web3 era architecture model, you will not be able to get the decentralization that we all want, right? So it has to go back to the main fundamental is you want it to be decentralized, built on a Web4 mechanism, right? Where AI actually help you to make the decision and not the human being trying to screw things up again, you
Okay.
know. So it's a little bit different, from a perspective wise.
And how can people sort of differentiate sort of like the projects that are actually working on integrating AI the right way, as opposed to the buzzword AI? Everybody's like, oh, blah 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 dot AI, just kind of BSing everybody. How can they identify like the right projects that are doing it right with AI, moving in the right direction?
You should look at the power. If the power is given to the AI and the power is given back to the community at large, I think that should be a good starting point, right? If you
Okay.
go back to all the Web3 projects that we see, right, the power goes back to the team, and then that to me is bullshit. Of course,
Yeah.
everyone can debate. They can debate saying that, oh, it's the codes are decentralized, but the team is not decentralized. How can the team be decentralized, right?
Okay.
But the thing is, it's not about just superficial decentralization, right? It's about where is the power, right? If you say that you are decentralized, but you hold all the token, right? And if you
Yeah.
hold all the voting power,
Yeah.
it's also quite decentralized, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah. It's true.
but
I
the
guess so. Yeah. True. True.
no,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
but the point is about the power. If you
Okay.
give the power to the AI and give the power back to the people, then the outcome will not be what we see right now, where projects go dead. No VCs are going to fund this kind of projects. Less capital inflow. Then
Okay.
it's a game over, right? So selling point got to come back. power got to go back to the right people. AI got to step in to manage.
Okay.
I think that is sexy enough for VCs and new capital to flow in, right? If not, it will just be pure speculation. And how far can that go? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Another 10 years.
I was going to say, that's my next question, is how do you feel we're moving in that direction, or how far away do you think this is for, the Web4 sort of thing?
We are moving further and further away, bro.
Further away. Oh,
further
jeez. Okay.
away. No, you can see, right?
Yeah.
We are talking about RWA, right?
Okay.
Again, people can challenge to say that RWA is crypto, right?
Okay.
And then that is part of the whole crypto industry. I agree, right? But where's the value? I don't see the value. You're kissing the ass of the stock market to purely get liquidity, right?
Okay.
And then let's say we drop that as well.
Okay.
Are we more decentralized? Are we more centralized? That's the question. The audiences got to ask yourself: are we? If we are, then what have we done wrong? Right?
Okay.
What happened to the main mission that we had when we joined the space? We want to have DeFi. We want to have self-custody. We want to be our own bank. We want to do this and that. Decentralization is the way. What happened to that?
Yeah, because I think decentralization is kind of taking, giving the power back to the people. The theory, anyways, right?
Yeah.
Not giving the power to one guy who's hoarding his tokens, right? His coins. Yeah. Okay.
It's a very sad thing, to be honest. If you love the industry, you understood why you're here for, I use past tense, understood, but then you should ask again, why are you still here? Because you realize that it's not good enough. Why are you still here? Right? So this is something that we should all ask ourselves, and how are we going to pivot, from this current point to the next?
Do you feel like, obviously with AI, people are always talking about, it can be corrupted, and then, the old 80s movies, the Terminator movies, right? Do you think if we just give all the power to the AI, that's a good step? Or what's your opinion on that? If we just go 100% the other direction where everything's given to the AI, just let them do it. Do you think that that's the answer, or what's your opinion on that?
I think AI is a bit more, a bit fairer than a human being, right? Because there is no need for them to pay the bills. Put it this way.
Okay,
right?
That makes sense. Yeah.
Even if they have to pay the bill, they have to find ways that they can sustain themselves for the next 50 years, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Human beings are not modded in that manner.
Sure.
Right? They just extract and then they live happily from there. That's it, right?
Yeah.
So I think AI got to step up their game, and I want to emphasize again, it's not about giving all the power to AI.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
AI and the community will then form the consensus mechanism and all the different proposals to move things forward, right? So it's still human involvement, but it's not a concentrated party where three guys can talk about the whole faith of the whole network, right?
Yeah.
So So that is the part that we need to change, bro.
Okay. And do you feel like it's possible? Do you feel like it's possible for, the three guys that, have the decisions, that they eventually will be like, you know what? Let's make it a AI democracy or whatever. Let's give it to AI and make it like that. Do you think it's going to be possible in the future? And if so, when?
It will happen.
Okay.
Right. It's a matter of how much money you want to get it. Right.
Okay.
So I give an example. Right now, let's say you start a blockchain. Right. You have three founders. Instead of the three founders, each of them get 30% and 10% to the community. Why not each of them just get 3%?
Sure.
For example, right?
Yeah.
So it's a big, you get rid of 1 0 at the back. That's nothing much, right?
Yeah.
But you so each of them get 3%. So instead of them thinking of extracting 90% right at the start, the AI, which is now the consensus mechanism and the tool and the running tool, will work out a plan to give money back to the company,
Yeah.
on a sustainable basis, right? So
Yeah.
so AI will decide when to sell. AI will decide how this thing is going to pan out. AI was going to decide with the community how that proposal is going to be run, right? If you need to hire new people, AI and the community will do the evaluation and then hire and then make sure that they have a functional role to play and execute the and execute the task and give a certain return of investment, right?
Okay.
So AI got to step in, right,
Okay.
to make sure that part is done. So human being only want the money, right?
Yeah.
So if you now get lesser tokens upfront, which means that this thing is not controlled by the three human being, you have less legal liability, you have less organizational liability, right?
Okay.
And what do that three chaps want? They want a fucking good model.
Just want to make money. Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
let's put it this way.
Yeah.
They want a
Yeah.
good model.
Yeah.
The AI and the community will come out with the best model because since no one is extracting, I
Sure.
assume that the outcome will be better. Second, they want money, and the money part is already being addressed. In the points before that. Okay, every month this is the amount that we put it back to the treasury, right? That's it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So if these two things is being taken care of, the three founders will not have the chance to tell everybody that, hey, I'm going to sell everything to all of you guys so that I can have more money to market the project or I have more money to pay the server, right?
Yeah.
Everything is clear and transparent. You are the founder. We are not going to remove the fact that you are the founder, but
Yeah.
you are empowering the AI, the tech, to
Okay.
make sure that the company or the chain runs a lot better than what you see right now. So
Okay.
so I think it's fair. When is that going to come? I'm not sure.
Okay.
The thing about the industry is very very silly, right? Right now there's no money, there's no liquidity in the market, and everybody will say, hey, right now is to build. Right now is to build. What's there to build, man? There's nothing to build, right? There's no
Yeah.
money to build, right?
Yeah.
Then when there is money, they chase for money.
Yeah. I think what you're saying is the AI is more like black and white, right? Hey, there's profit. Okay, maybe we can do this, maybe we can do that. Whereas the person will be like, you know what? Hey, there's some profit. They're more gray. Right? They're like, you know what? There's profit. Hey, the summer's coming. I want to go to Bali with my wife and kid. Maybe I'm gonna take a little bit out, right? So I agree with you 100% on that. Yeah.
Yeah. So again, the thing will go back not just about Web4 and so forth. Is going back to the roots. Why are we here, right? If you're running a DEX or running a perps DEX, right, you have to run it to make sure that it's profitable. How to make sure it's profitable? It's not because you have a good market making team. It's profitable. No, right? Some of the best market maker in the world, they have their own DEXs as well. It looks like shit, right?
Okay.
What is really lacking is the people, right?
Okay.
If you lose the trust of the people, your decentralized product is never going to be working. And if it's not working, you have no money, right?
Yeah.
How to bring the trust back? I think AI would be one source to bring the trust back, right? How you train the AI, whether you're going to use a Claude or whether you're going to use a Chinese model like a Kimi, it all depends on you, right?
Yeah.
But most importantly, ask yourself, how are you going to run the AI? Who is going to manage the AI?
Yeah.
How is this going to be better? You got to train the model up, right? So everything is like raising your kid, right?
Yeah.
Like raising your girl, right? You got to train her from A all the way to Z, right?
Yeah.
And then that's it, right? I think that training part is missing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. No, keep going. I don't want to cut you off. Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
good. That's good enough,
Yeah.
bro. This is fine.
Like how can we, like, I know like right now, okay, I live in Taiwan, right? So everybody's all about the stock market right now, right? Everybody's like, oh, this Taiwan stock market is booming, blah, blah, blah. Everybody, you take the MRT, you ride on the MRT and you have everybody with their phone and everybody's sitting there and it's all stock market tickers. Everybody, students, grandmas, everybody, right? So there's trust there. right? Obviously, how can we pull people from there sort of to crypto, to, you know, how can we pull stocks, you know, to crypto? Is that possible, or what's your plan on that? What's your idea?
Isn't that what we are seeing right now? Right,
Yeah.
crypto exchanges launching their tokenized stock. Right.
Okay. Yeah.
That is what you're seeing right now. Right. I don't think that is healthy, because if your grandmother and your security guard and your grandma
Yeah.
is talking about stock, I think it's time that you should get out, man.
It's time to get out.
Yeah.
I understand. Yeah.
So that theory is a very straightforward thing, right?
Yeah, I've heard it many times. Yeah.
Oh, it works. It happens so many times. So if you are talking about SpaceX, for example, right?
Yeah.
If you buy it blindly because you like Elon Musk, then I think it's cool, right?
Yeah.
But if you look at their unlock, you know, their stock unlock, you know, maybe very soon you will see another 20% in the market, maybe another X% in the market. You know, the first thing that you ask yourself is, it's going to crash, right? Because
yeah.
So if it's going to crash, you know, why buy now? You know, look at the details. When are they going to release? You know, why are you still buying? You know, are you trying to catch the high and sell, or what? You know, so I don't really understand that theory, right? If there's only $10 left in the market, right? Instead of you focusing on the crypto space, you think that having some stock on your exchange is going to bring the volume up, you know, and you're going to bring new not crypto people to the exchange. Do you think that is fair? I don't think so, man.
No. Yeah.
What is the conversion rate? You know, so so everybody is supporting and being a cheerleader for nothing, right?
Yeah.
How is this possible? You just launch the same Nvidia product or the same SpaceX product on your exchange, and then you felt that new users is going to come. No way, man.
Yeah, no, of course. I know that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's I think we are just wasting time, right? If we don't even want to square out the selling point, right? What is our selling point, right? And we don't recognize and don't remember our selling point, then why are we still doing this? Unless you are a senseless, emotionless trader, right? If you are just trading, I think that is fine, because trading is just trading, right? There's no need to talk about all this crap, right?
Sure.
You just trade. It goes down, you make money. It goes up, you make money. Win-win, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is the industry good enough for you to trade long term, right? Is the industry good enough for builders to build long term? Is the industry good enough for the hodlers to hodl long term, right? If the answer is no, then we have to change it, right? And again, that goes back to the book, right? You need the AI thing to kick in. You need the people to change their model. You need the VCs to think differently, right? So yeah, it's still a sad thing, to be honest. I just want to be really fair. It's a very sad thing, because if you believe in cryptocurrency like me and my friends, then you have to ask yourself what's missing, what can be done better, you know, why are you still here? What are you hoping for? Right.
Okay.
So I want the industry to be better. That's the only thing, man. You know, earning a bit more money here and there, you know, or invest in a few good projects. I think those are good. But ultimately, it has to go back to the selling point, right? If there's a selling point, I believe we can go a lot further than what we see right now.
I mean, you know, like on social media, YouTube, Instagram, stuff like that, TikTok, almost every day I will see, you know, hey, use AI to do your trading. You know, like we were just talking about it, but, you know, do your trading while you sleep. You know, AI can see, you know, they can predict if it's going to go up or down. Is that just like snake oil, or how far are we away from that? Is that never going to happen? I mean, what's your opinion on that as like one of the OGs in this space?
I think
because that sounds great, right? Obviously, yeah.
Okay, to a certain extent, I do believe in AI trading, to a certain extent, right? Because there's level of automation, there's a level of data availability in the market, but then you ask yourself, if everybody has the same tool, how are you going to make money, right?
Exactly what I think.
The key to that trading, I think I saw Dan coming up just now. The key to that trading is not about the AI bots. It's how fast you can get the data, right?
Okay.
So if your API to the data set can be faster by a millisecond, right, you are able to get that better trade, right? And you will do better than the rest of the people who are using the same AI agent, right? So to me, it's possible, but you need to have good data sets feeding into the AI bot fast enough for it to react, and assumingly the AI agent is able to react in milliseconds.
Okay.
Right? So if that can happen, I think it is able to make money, right? For everybody, it's able to make money. So it's about strategy, and it's about understanding the industry, right? If you are talking about, again, on-chain perps trading, right? You need to be fast, man, because everything is on-chain. Right? So long story short is you can do it, in my opinion, but you can't trust it 100% yet.
Okay.
Because of the data, because of the AI agent, and to be honest, only trade with the money that you can lose, right? So just try it.
Of course.
Why not?
Yeah. I also agree with you when you're saying that when it gets to the point where, let's say, grandma has got her AI agent trading for her, it's going to be, it's tough to make money, right? Yeah. Grandma's on there checking her AI, while her AI is trading for her stocks or her crypto. Then I agree with you. That's tough. That's not good. Time to get out then. Yeah,
it's bad. It's bad. So that all those videos that you see on Instagram, right? Forget about it.
Yeah.
If they are making so much money, why are they still a content creator?
That's what I always ask myself. It's funny. It's funny. Because me, again, I have I have my own business. So, and I do the content and the podcast because I love it. And I love interviewing cool people and sharing really cool stories. But, I have people that they come on and they really want to do the Instagram and all that as full time. And it's a lot of same thing, it's a lot of like snake oil. It's a lot of bullshit. Right. So you're like, oh my God, it's pretty rough sometimes. Yeah.
No, it's very difficult to be an influencer. Right?
Yeah.
If you are in Instagram, every other week I have these Web2 companies to come and ask me for promotion.
Yeah.
Right? Some of them comes from a big advertising company.
Okay.
Oh, can you? I'm going to pay you $5,000 for this property launch. Can you just come by and do this? Usually I'll reply them.
Yeah,
I'm very nice. Yeah, but I'll jack up the price.
Yeah, of course, you got to.
No. The thing is, it's not about 5,000 or 10,000, right? Is that I don't want to go.
Okay.
Right? You get what I mean? So
I do know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
So I don't want to reject them, right?
Yeah.
Is it okay if you appear
give me 50, I go.
That's it.
That's funny. Yeah.
Yeah, no. I always kind of 5 to 10x, right? So there's a property show that's coming up in Singapore.
Okay.
And then it's by one of the largest developer in Dubai. Right?
Okay.
I just up the price, That's it.
Of course. Yeah.
I don't want to be the one to reject them, right?
Yeah.
If I give you the price, you can't afford it, or sometimes they don't reply.
Yeah.
To me, that you don't have the money, man, bro. I don't care. I still feel good, bro.
Yeah. You don't have to say no. You just say, okay, 50 grand, no problem. I'd be there. Yeah. That's funny. And I think that, we were just talking about like the grandmas and stuff like that. And whenever we talk about crypto, it always reminds me of, the business. Sometimes I have my, like it's been a really busy year. I've been doing a lot with SEO and stuff like that. It's been really good. And so sometimes we'll have people that come in and they're like, hey, we want a private party. Because I've been promoting private party lately. I do private parties. And sometimes, they ask 10 million questions, and it becomes, like a mafan, like, oh, I really, if it's already like this, when we do the party, it's going to be crazy. So then I will also tell my wife, you know what, jack the price, you tell them this is the price. And then if they say yes, then it's okay, because they're already overspending a little bit. And if they say no, that's okay. That's okay. We just have a regular, Wednesday night. It's okay. Then maybe I don't even have to go. It's okay too, right? It's great. I can stay home, watch some Netflix with my daughter. Hey, it's okay too, right? Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I understand 100%.
It's the same thing, man.
Yeah.
I'm going for the Bitcoin Asia, in August.
Where's this one? Okay, yeah.
It's in Hong Kong.
Is it Hong Kong? Okay.
If you're coming back again, let me know.
That'd be cool. That'd be nice. Hong Kong, good food, man. I'm a big food guy, so we had some good food. Yeah, we had good food in Hong Kong. Yeah, it was good.
We should try to hang out. If you I don't know, is Dan still listening below? I'm not.
I don't know, Dan. Are you still there? I don't know. I'm not sure if he's still there, but yeah.
I don't think so, man. He's busy.
Nah. He's a busy man. He's busy Dan. Yeah, actually, I had coffee with Dan yesterday. It was nice. I haven't seen him in maybe a month. It was good.
Okay.
Yeah. I actually have one more question, man. One more sort of crypto based question. I know that Bitcoin, obviously the OG, is down from its all-time high, and then you see people, obviously you see both sides. Bitcoin's over, AI, blah, blah, blah. Then you see other people still saying, obviously, saying buy the dip, buy it now, it's going to go back up. Of course, this is not financial advice for anyone watching, don't come and say, hey, you told me to buy this, right? It's not financial advice. But is it still time? Is it still like buy the dip time, in your opinion? Not financial advice.
Yeah, no, not financial advice.
Yeah, of course.
I don't think this is the lowest.
Okay.
Right? I think the lowest should come slightly after the midterms.
Okay.
Right? So probably in maybe earliest October, November, you can see the dip, right, all the way down.
Okay.
Right? I think that should be the time. Right now, I sincerely think that is not the right time to buy.
Okay.
Right? If you look at all these I would call it fake pumps.
Yeah.
Today when I woke up, it's 66,000.
Okay.
Right? Last night when I before I slept, I told a trader, I said, yeah, you were up by about 500 today. Yeah?
Okay.
No, you were up until 500 until I wake up. Right? It should be about there. Yeah, I think it's about there.
Okay.
Right? From 65 to about 56 plus, right? I think it's there. So if you are a new, if you are a newbie, I would strongly suggest not to buy now.
Okay.
Right? I always tell people, there is no need to hold through the trenches if you don't have to.
Okay.
Right? Why do you have to do that? I don't understand, right?
Yeah.
So do it when it's the right time.
Okay.
Whether it's end of this year, right? Or when you see a very obvious green candle with volume,
okay,
sustain over a couple of days or even weeks, then you start buying, right?
Okay.
Why rush in to buy now to lose money? I have friends who say, hey bro, now just buy now 66,000. Then later you DCA. Then why the hell do you buy now? Right?
Yeah.
You know that it's going to go down, right?
Yeah.
So that's not how dollar averaging works.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I would rather people buy at example. You can see an obvious green candles over a sustained period of time.
Okay.
Right? You see the volume is picking up.
Okay.
Right? You buy at 80,000, sell at 100.
Yeah.
I think it's fair, right? Why do you have to buy at 66, and then by the time it goes down to 44, then you panic, and then once it goes back to 66, you sell. Then you make no money, man.
You made nothing.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So
I've done that before. Sure, for sure. Yeah.
This is a psychology thing, right? So they say, quickly, let's make it back, and then we call it a day. Right.
Yeah. So excited to break even. You're like, oh God, yes, I broke even. Great.
Yes.
After 6 months, I broke even. That's great. Yeah.
I know, man. So you have to ask yourself, what exactly do you want? Right. Like I have a big bag of like Esther Ethereum that I bought. Is in millions. Yeah. At 4,000 4,200
Okay.
for Ethereum.
Okay.
And for Esther, maybe $1.70. Right?
Okay.
All those
Okay.
bags are down by 50%. Example,
Yeah.
that wallet. Is it sad? Oh yeah, it's sad.
Yeah.
Right? But if you are not somebody who has been in the industry for a long time, you'll be
Yeah.
very sad, right? And you'll
Yeah.
be depressed,
Yeah.
right? If there's no need for you to go into the trenches, just don't go, right?
Yeah.
You get what I mean? You get from buy at 70, sell at 100, you still get a good spread, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Why do you have to do it now? You know, so I mean, I can't stop the gamblers from gambling.
Of
You know,
course. Meme
so
coins and stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, meme coins are okay,
It's
but
okay too. Yeah.
it's just that there is no money in the space right now. So
Yeah.
whatever you're trying to buy, you're just not done in the most optimal manner, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
know.
Okay.
I'm just a book author, bro.
Yeah, no, I understand too. And I have one more question that just popped up. Sometimes you will see videos about, because crypto is digital, it's digital currency, right? You see that, because AI like Fable and, ChatGPT 5.6 Codex, Soul, whatever, it keeps getting more and more powerful. So they keep saying that eventually that will be able to hack into, the servers and Bitcoin and all that. This is just FUD. What do you think on that? Maybe that's not a good question, but I'm curious for your opinion because you're the guy. Yeah.
I think some of the networks are already being hacked.
Okay.
Right, through some of these frontier models that you talk about.
Sure.
Right. So all these things works both ways. Right. If somebody can use the frontier model to hack you, you have to use the frontier model to protect you. Right.
Sure.
So if those companies are not doing that, then doomsday is going to come.
Yeah.
Right? Same for the networks. I don't think Bitcoin is that straightforward that you can hack.
Yeah,
right?
I don't think so.
If you're talking about, of course, you talk about quantum and so forth, but
yeah,
if
quantum.
you're talking about some other projects or protocol, I can't be very sure.
Okay. Okay.
So stick with, so whatever that comes out, whether it's going to be Faber or the Kimi K3 and all these things, always use that as a defensive tool, right?
Okay.
Don't just think that it's going to be attacked. You got to defend at time as well, right?
Sure.
And I maybe want to bring this up. I think the US frontier model are doing very well, with the fundraising and so forth. But I think the future will go to the open source and open weighted model that the Chinese are trying to push.
I agree.
Right. And I don't believe in paying huge amount of money just to run just to run the AIs, right? Through the API keys. This is like the beginning Microsoft days, right? You buy a Windows, you have to pay a few $100s. Now you buy a Windows,
$5, $20. Yeah.
It's cheap, man. So let the frontier model earn the money. That is 100% okay.
Okay.
But eventually, I think it will go back to all the open source model.
Okay.
And the open source model is going to do well, and the decentralized models is going to do well as well.
Okay.
Right? Because there is no need. If it's open source, you can run it in your own desktop.
On computer, yeah.
Right?
I do. I play with that already. Yeah, for sure.
Me too. So it's all distributed. So
Yeah.
I believe that decentralized AI is also the way to go. Right? If you surrender all your data to the frontier US model, you're screwing yourself. Right?
Yeah.
And of course you can screw yourself anytime, right? That's fine. It's you, right? But the thing is, you have to see the control again, right? So it goes back to the power thing that I talked about just now with Web4. It's about the power, right? If you give the power to the frontier model, the frontier model gives the power to the US government, you're eventually controlled, right? They tell you cannot launch this model, means that you can't launch this model, right? They say that you need to go through SEC equivalent, to govern the whole AI. Once you give the power to them, you will never get it back.
Yeah,
right. So
for sure.
This thing is very much aligned to the Web4 book that I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just about technology. It's about the outcomes, right?
Okay.
Web4 outcome is to be more decentralized. You have more power over your cryptocurrency, over your own money, Same thing for AI. You have more power over your AI, and you have more, and you don't need to depend on your government to tell you what to do, right? You run your own model, you train your own model, you be sustainable, and that's the way to go.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah, I agree. I've been using a lot of the stuff on my, the open source stuff. It's of course it's not as good as the frontier, but I think it's not that far off.
Why
not yet.
Think
Yeah.
is not as good?
It's just a bit slower. It's just a bit slower because we as consumers, we get spoiled with convenience. You know what I mean? Like I use Codex, right? I use Codex and it's fast, right?
Of course.
But when I have something on my computer, it takes a long time to respond. But
your computer is slow, bro.
Yeah, that's exactly. I need some of that Andy Bitcoin sponsorship here, but yeah. But yeah, no, I think last question, man. I do have one more. You just launched the book. You just released the book. We just told people where they can get it, right? Web4, beautiful. So we told them where. We told them how they can get it. Last question is, why should people buy the book?
They should buy the book if they like AI. They should buy the book if they want to know crypto. They should buy the book if they believe that the future is decentralized and AI is playing a big part of it. I think that should be the most simple way to look at the book. Just buy it, read it, man. $1.99. Again, I said this right in the beginning. I'm not here to make money. If I want to make money, I would have already sell it at $8.99. Right?
Yeah.
So all of the books that you see, paperback, hardcover, ebook, is the lowest I can go.
Yeah.
For the Amazon, all those Amazon options, right? That's
the
lowest I can go.
You just click lowest.
Lowest, man.
Okay.
I mean, I wanted to make it like 1 cent.
Okay.
But it didn't allow me to do it, man.
Amazon's like, hey, we need to make some money on this too. Come on, Amazon, right?
Know,
that's
man.
what they think.
They make good.
They're doing
money,
good.
Man.
I think they're not hurting. They're not hurting Amazon, right? Amazon's making the money.
Yeah.
Brother, we're on an hour, man. It's awesome to see you. Hopefully we can go to, I'd love to see you out in Hong Kong again. We went out for a few meals, amazing food. It was great to meet you, meet your son that day. And also, if you have a chance to come to Taiwan, you have to come, man. It'd be great to see you.
I will.
Yeah.
I like the environment there. The dust and the atmosphere
beautiful
there
women.
is good. Yeah,
people always say, "Oh no, you're biased. You think Taiwanese are the most beautiful." I'm like, well, there's a reason that I came here. Over 20 years ago, and then when it was time to leave, I said, you know what? I'm not going anywhere. I stay here. Yeah,
the life there is good.
Good life,
the
brother.
Life there is good. So stay there, and again,
I will.
I will be speaking at the blog Bitcoin Asia in Hong Kong.
Okay.
End of August. If you or Dan are also going, let me know.
Could be fun.
Just meet up.
Okay.
Meet up and have more food, man.
That sounds good. I'm about the food and the Bitcoin, brother. Take care.
Yes.
Thank you guys for watching the podcast. I'm going to update the description below, and I'm going to put the links so you can get your Web4 book with Anndy Lian, man. I appreciate it, man. Thank you guys for watching the podcast.